Don't let the balance sheet be your guiding pole. Let it be one of your guidelines. But what really gets people motivated to actually all pull in the same direction is a united passion for what your internal cause is. The passion comes from joy. And so that's why I would put joy first, because, if you take care of the work, the money will take care of itself. If you take care of the customer, the money will take care of itself. Take care of the passion, and everything else will follow. Nobody gets to be the best in their field by going after the money. They get to be the best in their field by going after their passion. And then at that point, it seems to me, from the spiritual people I've spoken to, that's when you open up your channel to actually be the best, to innovate, to bring new concepts to your life's work. And that's when you actually end up finding your life's work. I'm Michael Yorba, Chairman of the Board of Advanced Community Fund. We're an emerging CDFI, Community Development Financial Institution. Simply put, we bring money in from banks and insurance companies and wealthy people and deploy it into the communities that have been left behind. Rehab hospitals, create food processing places, farms, subdivisions, rehab schools, so minority architects and engineers can take their work product and spread it throughout the community. Somebody once asked me, well, so what's your legacy? And I thought about it. So what do you want to do? Make more television commercials, trade more stocks and commodities? Or do you actually want to leave a mark where you were? And I thought about it, and I thought it's a worthy cause. Let me do something. I want something better than buy low, don't sell on my headstone. When you actually get to do something for somebody, whether they expect it or don't expect it, it's really a giving thing that gives you joy. So if you're teaching somebody how to fulfill their dreams, or you're leading them into a path where they can help others fulfill their dreams too, kind of like paying it forward, that really gives me joy, to actually give back to somebody that really needs it, and won't disregard what it is that you're trying to do. Leading with joy is something that I think that really, that's an evolving question, because it's not just one answer. You can lead with joy from happiness in a family setting, and you can lead in a business setting. And I think when you lead with joy, you'll get more feedback and better results from the people that you're working with. So to answer it simply put, leading with joy comes from the heart. The fundamental builders of my joy and my makeup would have to be the grandparents. Really were bringing more wisdom to me when I was a young child, to be able to roll through the ups and downs and the turmoils that every human faces. So I'd say that would come from a point of just a universal feeling that there's good in everybody. And so if you can try and find the good in everybody, no matter where their head's at that time, I think that's the fundamental building blocks of what made me go through life. And how would you say that when you find some it's not uncommitted, but unrestricted love? Unconditional love. That's the statement I was looking for. Yeah. Growing up with unconditional love, if you keep that in your heart, allows you to keep your karma clean and let people want to be with you, versus other people who are always looking for the hidden agenda. So, although they tend to stay out of trouble more often, but still, I'd rather go through life, sleep well, and know that I'm doing the right thing. I had a really good time. A long time ago, I was a cowboy for a living, and I met this Indian, and it turned out that we were starstruck with the two of us. So we met way out in the middle of the boondocks in Nevada. And that ended up being a 14-year adventure story with a tragic end. And so I would say that for 14 years I had the most joy in my life by sharing the accomplishments and the tragedies with somebody else who actually understood who I was as a person in my soul versus just somebody else that was in the room. So the most joyful time of my life had to be with that person. I guess I'd have to say my grandfather. You know, he had unrestricted, no bounds for his love for me, wanted only the best for us. So just being around him all the time gave me some great lessons and building blocks. You know, the unrestricted love that you talk about. You find it sometimes, and sometimes you don't recognize it even though it's right in front of you. It would have to be being around my grandfather as I was growing up. When you raise your vibratory levels to a certain level, it's always affecting the other person. But when it's reciprocal, then you've got that feeling of love that actually is really never ending and can never be broken. What I do is there's a lot of deadlines, there's a lot of different people with a lot of different agendas and a lot of personalities, but it's being in the fight. It's actually doing something that matters. There are some people who are wealthy and the biggest thing they do for anybody is tip the waiter. That's their contribution to society. But actually digging in and getting to know other people from completely different walks of life than you are and connecting with them and actually being able to build on that to create a public liability and turn it into a community asset. That is something that spreads more joy than just a one-to-one to be able to affect. I mean, we're going to affect at least 3 million people in this town. And having the joy of accomplishing that task is really something that's bigger than who you are as a person anyway. Satisfaction. Simply put, when we're building a new community in one of the poorest parts of town that is going to be able to integrate film, police, elder care, and entrepreneurship into an area where people can learn to build their own lives, build their own businesses, instead of having to hopefully look for a job, to work for somebody else, to be able to have somebody accomplish the American dream. That's a sense of fulfillment for me. Don't let the balance sheet be your guiding pole. Let it be one of your guidelines. But what really gets people motivated to actually all pull in the same direction is a united passion for what your internal cause is. So when you surround yourself with the people that truly believe in your cause, they're more productive and you have less dissent within the ranks. Everybody has their own little quirks when it comes to that, but if you're actually looking to build an organization that could be scalable and leave a legacy for yourself, you're gonna have to start with people that find your passion and weed out the ones that find their way in there that are just there for the paycheck. If you don't do that, you'll end up making the balance sheet your guiding light instead of your passion and the end goal really the path that everybody needs to follow. It all comes from that. The passion comes from joy. And so that's why I would put joy first, because if you take care of the work, the money will take care of itself. If you take care of the customer, the money will take care of itself. Take care of the passion, and everything else will follow. Nobody gets to be the best in their field by going after the money. They get to be the best in their field by going after their passion. And then, at that point, it seems to me, from the spiritual people I've spoken to, that's when you open up your channel to actually be the best, to innovate, to bring new concepts to your life's work. And that's when you actually end up finding your life's work. One is out in the ranch. I'm kind of a country person at heart, and I have a chair that's right next to the to the hearth or the fireplace. I love to sit there and think about and contemplate stuff, and work to get my vibratory levels to a point that I manifest the things that I'm trying to manifest. And the other chair of joy is my office chair. I love to sit there and work and do things. That's, some people, they go to work, and some people are enjoying what they do, and it's called work. So I enjoy what I do. I used to have a television show, I had some radio shows, I used to be a broker, I was a cowboy, I was a harpooner and swordfish. And each one of the things that I went and did, whether it was out on the open seas, or it was up in the high mountains of Nevada, or was in the television studio, I did it because I loved it. And that's why I live my life. There are some people who say, well, that's not a great retirement plan, but you know what? You're not taking it with you. It's all about the souls you meet along the path, not necessarily your destination. And that's where true joy comes from. Being able to find other kindred souls that work with you, or just want to be around you, that you want to be around. If you can follow that path, I think that you'll have more happiness and less trouble. The thing that I did today that gave me the most joy was actually being able to come here and express myself. It was nice. I had some meetings with the corporate councils and our developer, and those were fun, putting little pieces together. But so far, it's been coming here and being able to just get this off my chest and enjoy the company with you. If you want to feel better and you want to express yourself, I would urge you to come in and sit in the chair of joy like I did and experience what you're going to experience like I did. I've never had any interview like this before, and I've been doing television and radio for 25 years. So come in, share the joy, and participate.